Okay, so it seems like we got some new information on VShojo, and this time it's to do with their finances. Now, this has been blowing up all over Twitter over the past couple of hours, as it seems like we have more of a look into how VShojo are actually managing a lot of their money, and that is one of the big questions that I think a lot of people had was, how the hell did they even do this? How the hell did they lose so much money? And how much money did they actually lose altogether? We know that they were taking, $500,000 out of charity money from Ironmouse's charity stream, but also we've seen, them taking money out of other VTubers, payments for sponsorships and merch and everything like that. But where was this money going to? What big debt were they trying to fill? Well, let's take a look, as there's actually a post from a person called Addison talking about a VShojo pitch, which obviously they looked at, and well, it seems like there's some pretty interesting information here. And obviously they followed up with a lot of screenshots, and obviously we'll read through the TLDR in 1 second. But as you can see, there's stuff like financial projections, which obviously you can see is pretty confusing in terms of, what exactly they mean by all of this, as well as even more things like a whole kind of pitch to, how they're going to move forwards. But pretty much the TLDR they put here is they describe Gunrun as most well connected with Twitch staff, which obviously, I mean, who's surprised? Let's be honest. Twitch staff have been terrible over the past couple of years, especially towards VTubers as well. So, who's surprised that Gunrun is, well acquainted with a lot of this Twitch staff that, run Twitch so terribly as well. And it says also that they lost $2.5 million in 2024. So you can see that this was a long time coming, and obviously you can see as well the fact that VShojo was going down way before any of this kind of stuff actually came out about the whole Ironmouse situation and any of the videos that she made or any of the stuff that we've seen coming out about this situation in general. As you can see, they lost $2.5 million last year, which I think would have been a pretty decent basis to just shut down the company then and there. But obviously they tried to pump every last little bit out of it and tried to make it work. But let's be real, they should have just accepted that it was failing and that they couldn't really do much about it. But essentially they go on to say even with aggressive growth, they'd still not turn a profit. This includes plans to license out IP. They say uses the fact that they raised over 1 million I'm not sure what that means, or unless they mean 1 million something or other, for charity to attract investment. Unable to confirm if this includes the 500,000 that was unpaid. That would be kind of crazy if they were, pointing out the fact that they've raised a lot of money for charity and everything like that, but they were actually just stealing the money for charity at the same time or advertising it to investors. That's absolutely crazy if they are, and obviously very, very scummy. They said they got 10 talent managers. Their salaries are included within COGS, cost of goods sold. They say 20 to 30 employees. Claims IP licensing will bring in 2.1 million with nothing to back up the number. Initially contained IRL photos of VShojo talent, which we've now redacted. So yeah, obviously they have some IRL photos of the people as well, which is kind of crazy. And obviously, yeah, they've redacted some of the kind of images and text here as well. As you can see, this is some of the pitch stuff, and this is what they're going to be showing to investors and to people interested in the company and interested in VShojo moving forwards. And yeah, you can see here, this is just a little bit of a past of Gunrun, the founder of VShojo, the one who wrote that really terrible kind of apology that everyone's seen. It's on 34 million views at the moment. Obviously, he started off as a top esports streamer, then went to an employee at Twitch, or employee number 2 at Twitch. They say establishing IRL streaming in 2016. Then they left Twitch to live in Japan, launched Project Melody on Twitch, which obviously, yeah, was the whole Melody stuff. And then they eventually launched VShojo as a whole. And then obviously, yeah, the team leadership you can see here is Justin, who is obviously Gunrun. We've got Eric, who is chief of staff. Again, haven't really seen much about him included in this kind of stuff. And also Alex Kiyoshi, who is the director of VShojo Japan talent, which we do have a response from, by the way, which, yeah, is pretty crazy. They say 10 talent managers across the US and Japan, and yeah, global presence, team members in US, Canada, Japan, and Philippines. They say milestones. They made a certain amount of revenue just from game skins in Smite. They also, Ironmouse beats the record for top subscribed Twitch streamer, and Ironmouse wins Content Creator of the Year. And obviously, it's very sad to see as well the fact that they're including Ironmouse so much in this kind of little presentation here, and they've gone ahead and screwed her over so massively, especially while using her likeness and using the her success and everything on that like that to push their company so far forwards, and this is how you repay her. I mean, it's crazy, obviously we keep on going as well. They're saying we're #1 outside of Japan, thanks to our history and trust in the industry, along with a selection of very talented creators. We've solved the cold start problem to becoming a major creator brand. We command the same level of brand recognition as Hololive and Nijisanji in the West. And obviously, yes, they've got 10,000 applicants for VShojo. VShojo's talents have raised over 1 MM in donations, various charities. Obviously, as you can see here, Ironmouse, it's an Ironmouse tweet saying thank you for raising money for the IDF, I think that is actually. Oh no, I can't tell. Yeah, it's for the IDF, obviously for the Throne of Heresy, which again, we all know that they stole the money for. I'm not sure about that particular stream, but we know it was for a previous subathon, which they stole the money. They said they got VShojo cosplayers at every convention, and also they got some car wraps and stuff as well. Which, yeah, this is pretty much what they were showing off to investors. They also said, they talked about competitive advantage and the fact that they're bilingual, multicultural teams. They've got a lot of really interesting tech as well. Competitive advantages, strong brand identity, talent first approach, which I don't know if you'd really call it a talent first approach if you're kind of taking 60% of their money. I don't think that's really talent, I don't think that's talent first. They're saying IP licensing and high value sponsorships offer a strong growth path, especially as new partnerships take place. Yeah, they say creator friendly contracts give VShojo a competitive advantage. They're not very creator friendly. We've seen the contracts. We know what's going behind that. So obviously they were just straight up lying to investors there. We've seen the 60%. We've seen a lot of the members saying that they had to pay 60% of a lot of stuff. Which is crazy. They've got sponsorships of G Fuel, merchandising, IP licensing. Said untapped potential, exploring game licensing and other IP opportunities, which again is apparently going to take a significant contribution to 2025 revenue with higher take rates, 80-20 split with our talents, which again, yeah, it's crazy. There's that whole growth strategy as well. Of planning to expand the company further. Obviously we know that isn't going to happen anymore. They'll say the expansion of sponsorships and licensing, as well merchandising, they're just kind of listing off what they plan to do in the future. And obviously they say more specifics because some people got confused. The doxing is in the photos of the Nova Idols IRL. There are no names or anything, but there are photos of the Idols IRL. I'm guessing they mean in this one. I'm not exactly sure what they mean here. Or is it the dogs? Oh, it might be these. I think, oh wait, oh no, they were doxing the talent here. Okay, so these apparently were images of the I don't know why you'd even, I don't get why you'd include that in a contract, but that's, or not a contract, sorry, in a kind of, investors thing. It makes no difference if you see their face or not. Again, maybe they wanted to show off the fact that, they're real people or something, but even then, I don't really understand it, unless they gave them permission. But again, I don't know if they did give them permission. I mean, there hasn't been any kind of mention of that, but also, yeah, they say there are no names or anything, but just IRL things. Apparently some people were dogging on Alex or something like that. And then they also have a statement from Alex about VShojo and the pitch deck. They say over the past year, VShojo has faced an extremely challenging situation involving mismanagement from upper management, which only came to light just before its closure. It has now officially been announced that VShojo has ceased operations. Taking this opportunity, I'd like to finally speak publicly about my experiences at VShojo and my prior role at Cover. This post addresses the misunderstandings of rumors stemming from leaked pitch documents created by VShojo's US team, which has been circulating online recently. This document has led to the incorrect perceptions of my role and involvement. The entertainment industry thrives on trust, and I deeply regret not only that VShojo has lost the trust of its talents and staff, but also my name has been misrepresented in a manner inconsistent with the facts. First, let me clarify my role at Cover Corporation. I served as an advisor and in business planning at Cover, as accurately reflected on my LinkedIn profile. This can be verified by Cover's executives, EN team members, or the talents themselves. However, for some reason, VShojo's materials referred to me as a Gen 1 director, which is factually incorrect. Oh, okay, so he doesn't actually have that much to do with VShojo, I'm guessing? They're saying this misinformation has also led to confusion with Omega, a figure who was publicly disliked by some talent at the time. In reality, my role was to address the root of the issue, and I was the one who led the effort to remove Omega. When I joined Cover, my primary mission was to identify and resolve within the overseas teams. Later, I collaborated with the CEO and CFO on strategic planning for IPO preparations, addressing challenges in ENID teams, and establishing an international business division for global expansion. Even after the IPO, I continue to support the overseas division as an advisor. During my 3 years at Cover, while working on various large-scale projects, I faced a significant decision whether to relocate to the US for establishment of a new brand, or to choose a different path. At that time, I received an offer from VShojo that allowed me to stay in Japan. Due to personal circumstances, I chose the option. Regrettably, that decision turned out to be a significant mistake. That said, working with VShojo Japan's team was an incredibly meaningful and proud experience. Despite being a small team, we operated with high efficiency, generated profits, and successfully launched a new VTuber group, Nova. Although the company no longer exists, I, along with the former Japan staff, am fully committed to supporting Nova and the Japanese-based talents so they can continue their activities. Okay, so maybe they got some kind of plan for Nova and some of the JP people going forwards, maybe outside of VShojo. I'm not sure, and that's even if they want to. Obviously they might be kind of stirred up from a lot of this stuff going on. They said, the events that affected VShojo talents, including Ironmouse, came as a major shock to the Japan team as well. We were completely unaware of the internal situation until recently. Again, a much better response than Gunrun's response already. They've kind of acknowledged the fact that what went on with Ironmouse. Financial management was entirely controlled by the US headquarters, and neither the Japan branch president nor I was informed that payments to the Japan-based talents were outstanding. We were deeply frustrated that such a decision was made, despite the ability to make those payments, which is definitely interesting. Again, I don't know how they would have no kind of look at, whether they weren't getting paid or not. I mean, maybe that is just due to how VShojo is run, and they didn't let them look at anything, any of the JP kind of people look at any of the payment stuff. Maybe that is just how the company is run, so that's why they didn't see it. But again, it's kind of hard to believe that, they didn't see any of that kind of stuff, and that the talent weren't said, surely the talent would have told them as well. I'm not sure. But again, yeah, we don't really know. Obviously, the interview with Kason as well, she was even asking for her money then, literally right then and there on the stream, and they tried to avoid that. So, definitely take a lot of that with a grain of salt. They said, I initially joined VShojo to assist with fundraising efforts, but during investment negotiations, I grew suspicious when critical financial documents were not provided by upper management. In hindsight, I now understand this is all intentionally concealed. From early on, there were numerous concerns about the company's management, and the Japan branch president and I were exploring the possibility of operational separation, but it was already too late. I feel a profound disappointment regarding the series of events of VShojo. At the same time, I will continue to provide as much support as possible to ensure that former talents can continue their activities with peace of mind. Thank you for reading this to the end. Please feel free to reach out with any questions or concerns. Sincerely, Alex Kiyoshi. So, yeah, a very interesting response there, obviously, about the pitch deck. A lot of people have been talking about this in the comments as well. People say, Cloud Chaser, I don't know why they're saying that. Saying, just as the deck misrepresented Alex, no one should be using certain past life information to shield their talents. They aren't using their names for a reason. They chose to be a VTuber for a reason. It said, I don't know if we'll see more statements like this for maybe trying to save her own ass to a lawsuit, which, yeah, I think it's very interesting. I don't know, what the overall opinion is on this. I mean, it definitely clears up a lot of stuff. Again, I don't think Alex Kiyoshi is the worst person in the world or anything. I mean, they've cleared up their kind of end of the story, and if, that is true, then I think they haven't done too much wrong there. Obviously, maybe they should have investigated more of the missed payments and stuff a little bit better, but obviously that is just his side of the story and what was understood from this. But yeah, I mean, obviously, as you can tell, the main kind of facts to take away from this is the fact that VShojo was dying even a couple of years ago, and even last year in 2024, where they lost $2.5 million. So it's already a sinking ship for a very long time. They also doxed some of their own talent to investors, which is pretty crazy as well. I mean, that is literally the staff themselves doing that, not just some random staff. Obviously we covered the staff member that was going around doing that before, but now this is them actually using it as a company kind of asset, I guess. But again, we don't know if that was kind of, signed off on, whether the talent knew that they were being included in that. I don't know. But again, they didn't really mention that. And yeah, I mean, it just sucks overall. And yeah, we have that obviously response from Alex there. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. That is pretty much all there is on this situation in terms of the kind of financial side of things and, where things stand with that and how VShojo was doing a little bit before all of this kind of kicked off. I thought it was very interesting. I just wanted to share it with you guys. So yeah, let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this situation, because again, it is pretty crazy. And as I said, go leave a like, subscribe, go to GameSubs, use my code Kaza, get 10% off. Again, they got a ton of really cool stuff over there. I definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.